there's two sides of this off-road stuff. There's the slow stuff, and then there's this.
Full power, full power, full power. Lift!
Have you ever looked at an F-150 Raptor and thought, huh, I'd like that, but smaller? Well, now's your chance because the Ford Ranger Raptor is finally here, and there's only one thing left to do. Find out whether this is the desert running sport truck that we all want it to be. Visually, you've got all your usual Raptor trappings, which is fat tires, big fenders, bash plate, the word Raptor written all over the place in really screamy font. I do want you to note that this bumper right here, this is steel and not plastic. Now Ford swears up and down that it passes all pedestrian safety regulations, and I believe them, but if you're walking in front of this truck, maybe keep that one in mind. But back here, I want to show you another hallmark of its Raptorness is look at how high this suspension sits. Like, wow. Okay, that's convinced me. I've had my look close up. We should go drive it now. So, Ranger Raptor on road. Here are the things I like. The ride. I didn't think I would like the ride, but something this tall, something with this much suspension travel, rides great on normal roads. I also like the steering. It's heavy, feels like a trucky steering, gives you some substance. The power too. So you've got a 3-liter V6 with 405 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. It's not the Raptor R's insane numbers, but you don't need them to be. You can do all the merging, the passing, the acceleration just fine. The brakes are nice too. There is good pedal feel. There's not a dead space at the top of the pedal, which I so hate. And the bite is nice and smooth, brings everything back down very, very seamlessly. Speaking of seamless, 10-speed transmission. Some may argue that's too many gears, but in this case, for fuel efficiency, I think it is necessary. But in practice, pretty smooth also. You don't really feel the shifts. Ford said that it worked especially on smoothing those out for the new Ranger, and I would say mission accomplished. A few things I don't like, well, it's mostly only just two. First major one is don't dig this screen. I understand saying that you don't like screens in a car is very stupid in 2024. I will back that up a bit and say, I especially don't like vertical oriented screens. This is a lot of real estate to look at, and your climate is on the bottom of the screen. You do have hard buttons for temperature and fan speed. There is a volume knob too, that's good. But if you want to aim certain vents towards your feet, towards you, all of that is controlled through the touchscreen. You have to look kind of far down away from the road, and it's distracting. The second thing, these seat heaters get real hot, like really, really hot. It is cold out here in Utah. It's below freezing currently, but the seat heater on its highest setting was burning my ass. I guess if you were wearing more layers than I am right now, that wouldn't be a problem, but they get real hot, so watch out for those. But the part you've all been waiting for, let's take this thing off-road. You know those mountain goats that you see in those BBC nature documentaries where they're standing on like sheer cliffs and they're not losing their footing? That's kind of what it feels like right now. Like we're climbing something that would give me difficulty if I was just out there in my hiking boots, but we are climbing it. This size I think is so much more manageable than a full-size truck, which I've done before. I've gone off-roading in the Silverado ZR2, and the hardware on that truck is nice. It is just so freaking big that it's kind of hard to see the trail out of it, and you're kind of just sending it in the spot that you think you're going to be, you want to be, but you're relying a lot on the cameras. Here, at least, still a big truck, but you can see what you're doing. The trail camera is helpful too because it is mounted low, but also as you turn your wheel, there are graphics on the screen that show you where your projected path is. There's a great amount of grip, articulation. You can feel all four wheels working independently over these rocks. I have not felt any wheel slippage yet. Right now we are pointed directly at the sky, but luckily we have a trail camera, so I know exactly where those front wheels are going to hit, exactly where they will go, and we are over it with no drama, even though looking directly at the sky in your car is extremely dramatic. All right, well, now we gotta see if the Ranger Raptor lives up to his Raptor name. You can actually get pretty loose in this thing. This corner is a little tighter, so we're gonna go a little slower. And it is super muddy out here. But there's good power. Steering stays nice and lively. So even though we are kind of squiggling around, we know what's happening. There's a little dip here with a puddle. We're gonna go slow. Then back on it. There's power, but there's not so much power that you'll run away from yourself. I mean, there's not much to hit, but still, there might be in the future. And that's it. We desert ran, we've desert runned. We did it. It was good, felt good. Kind of feel like a hero. So I just spent all day doing all the Raptor stuff it's designed to do. We went on-road, we went off-road, we went desert running, we went soaring through the air. And it did everything so well, so capable. But it's kind of missing the cartoonishness I have come to associate with the Raptor brand. No doubt, this is a good truck and a lot of people will love it a lot. It just feels like it has more to give. But maybe that means there's a Ranger Raptor R coming? I'm just speculating here. Anyway, $57,000 is what you'll pay for this, and it's a high price, but you do get a lot of off-road capability. And as a way to celebrate a Ranger Raptor to call our own, I think that's lovely.